Hello, I'm Bruce Lorenz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. I talk to people in city government, the school system, and businesses and stores in Wadsworth. Rich Berlin is with us today, Lori Wilkinson and Jim Dole, and we're getting ready for the Christmas season and how the Soprema, there I get it, Senior Center works with the community. Lori, how long have you been the director?
So I became director after Nancy retired the end of September of 2020. So I became interim director and then director after that. However, I have been with the Senior Center for over 15 years. I started in July of 2009 and love serving our senior and older adult population.
Has it surprised you the number of people that have joined over the years? How many people are members of the Soprema Senior Center?
So we are rapidly growing. We have over 5,000 members, over 2,000 active members. I would say not a day goes by that somebody new doesn't come and join. We've had way over 500 members that have joined, new seniors that have come into the community or learned about us just since January. We're definitely serving the fastest growing population.
Speaking of learning, what have you learned in those years serving?
You know, I have learned so much. I've been so inspired by the seniors that we serve. And, you know, I've learned the importance of socialization and just being a place for people to gather. There's so many people that may be alone, especially coming out of COVID, and just to be a place that, you know, so many seniors, we're a second family for them. And so I think just being able to offer a plethora of things, whether, you know, it's, you know, social things like cards and bingo, but also education. Seniors want to be educated, offering health and wellness programs and opportunities like that. We love hearing what they're interested in, and we try to make it happen.
Jim Dole, what about your activities? You just, you know, we know you are involved in the 12 days of Christmas, but I see you here all the time. What else do you do?
Well, I'm on the board of American Legion, and I'm triple nickel, honors squadron down in Worcester.
Right.
We do ceremonies at the National Cemetery and throughout the area. So,
have you met some other senior citizens and interacted with them?
Oh yeah, it's great. At the Senior
something?
Center, you know, I don't like to see anybody sitting alone, so I always join people and I talk to them whether they want me to talk to them or not.
Right. Well, you're certainly a welcoming committee, and you know,
and you see a lot of new people come in that don't know somebody, so you introduce them around and things like that, and they get involved. There's one guy who just was here, Tom, and he was here. Was here a couple weeks ago, and he's involved in all sorts of things now. So. It just, you know, welcome people and get them involved with the organizations and find out everything they want to do. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, tell me about your involvement with, again, the 12 days. And what is your talk to the merchants in town? How do you get them on board?
Well, it's all personal. I go see, I've been doing this for 8 or 9 years, and a lot of these business people, I know them already, and it's really, the business people here in this town are great. We deal a lot with the local retail businesses, and they're fantastic. They're giving us, you know, helping us out, donating and things like that. So they're fantastic. It's a great group of people.
Rich, how does the board help the Soprema Senior Center with its activities?
So really, our design is that we just supplement. We do fundraising that we can supplement the Senior Center, get them things that maybe necessarily they wouldn't be able to get through the normal processes. We have a group of about 13 or 14 people that work really hard. 12 Days of Christmas is one of the fundraisers that we do, and Jim Dole does just an incredible job of making that happen and raising money through that with help from the board, but a lot of it is because of Jim. But we've just been able to do some things that probably wouldn't have got done. The pavilion, you know, we did the pavilion outside, and that pavilion out there is something that gets used in the summertime, and they have activities out there. We were able to get new furniture for the Senior Center and all that furniture in there was purchased by the Older Adults Foundation. We did the awning out front. We wanted to be able to have our seniors have a little safer area to walk in during the winter season, and also during the summertime to be able to sit out there and sit in the shade and just enjoy the weather and not have to sit out there waiting for their ride in the sun. And every year we are trying to do something, and now we're not necessarily looking for those big projects, but Lori brings things to us, and we just want to be able to contribute in a way that helps all the seniors that come into the Senior Center.
Talk about the program with Seniors with Seniors. It's a program where I've been involved a couple times, and it's kind of unique.
Yes, so I head up a group called Grizzly Leaders, and our Grizzly Leaders has 9th through 12th graders, and we focus on positive leadership in our building, positive leadership in our community, just being a positive leader all the time. And we do focus on the kindness aspect of it too. But from that group, I pick 2 seniors each month that meet senior citizens for lunch for an hour. So once a month, I have two different seniors come down, meet for lunch. They sit down and have lunch with them. They have conversation. They get an opportunity to hear insights and sometimes advice, or sometimes it's just chit chat, and it's just really nice to have our high school students meeting with our senior citizens and getting them together to talk.
Yeah, it could be that the situation is that they want to go into education. You might have had a principal or teacher there, or engineering, and just one little tidbit could help them along the way.
Well, our last Seniors with Seniors was exactly that. We had one of our students that's going to go into engineering, and one of the people sitting there was an engineer.
Yeah.
So that's great conversation. But I think the most important thing we do is just make that connection between our youth and our seniors. I just think that's the most important thing. Make that connection. And I don't think that ever would have happened to the extent that it happens if we didn't have a campus that had our high school and the senior center on the same campus.
Yeah, we take that for granted, don't we? That
Yes.
some places, they may have senior centers, although we have the membership growing by leaps and bounds here, but it's in a different locale, and if you have to drive, that would really put pressure on the seniors getting there and the senior citizens meeting them.
Yes, and then they miss class time, and
Right.
we're able to do this without missing class time, and our kids love it. It's always just a really positive experience. I enjoy sitting there and listening to them talk.
And it's not like you have 8 or 10.
Right.
The individual tension is there, and they really feel like they're welcome.
It's very personable,
Yeah.
and that's the way we want it.
What about leaf pickup? I understand that just got done recently, and visited and saw the seniors all over the city.
Yeah, the hardest thing about leaf raking is we have to count on the weather.
Yeah,
So I spend an entire week worried about whether it's going to rain, snow, or whatever else it might do. But it's an incredible community service, and we had about 310 seniors participate. We did a little over 200 yards in the community that day, and they sign up through the senior center, and we put them in groups. I get 25 staff members that volunteer to go out and lead those groups, and they work hard. While those 25 staff members are out in the community leading our groups of kids, we have teachers that have to cover for them in the building during their planning period. They're covering classes. So it's really a group effort, but it's just a wonderful experience. A lot of the senior citizens come out and give cookies to our kids and talk with our kids, but we get so many phone calls and emails and cards saying thank you, and for the kids doing that for them. It's just an awesome day, and when the weather's nice, it's even better.
When did this program develop? And after so many years, you probably just have to fine tune it a little bit.
I don't know how long it's been going on. That's how long it's been going on.
Right.
I asked Steve Moore if he knew,
Right.
and he didn't know. It
Okay.
started before he got
Right.
here. So, it's been well over 20 years that we've been doing this. And you fine tune it a little bit. The way I'm able to fine tune it is I start learning which yards are the hardest and which ones take the longest, because we take these yards and we put them into groups, and our kids are driving out and going to those yards, and we do a lot of the same yards every year, so we're able to say, okay, when we get on Woodlawn, this is going to be a lot of leaves. So so that's kind of how we fine tune it. But it's it's something that's pretty routine now, and our kids enjoy doing it, and all of our kids participate, and it's just a great experience, I think, and when people drive around our community, they know what's going on. When they see our kids doing that, they know what we're doing. And it's just a very positive thing for our school and our community.
Very much so. Lori, talk about your staff. I mean, you are certainly very, very integral to the success of the Senior Center, but you can't do it all alone, can you?
Absolutely not. So we have, I would like to call them the dream team. So we have Tammy Reddish, she's our activity volunteer coordinator, and Amy Rook-Smith, she is our administrative assistant. And both of them are amazing. They came on board in 2022, and we have been able to just expand what we do with both of them. And then because we have such a small staff and we do serve such a big population and membership, we rely on senior volunteers. We have over 100 active seniors that help us, from whether it's sitting at the front desk helping, we have volunteer receptionists, to leading programs, to behind the scenes work. So that is so meaningful, not only to us, but it also to them as well. We also have professional friends. We have 108 professional friends this year, and they are organizations, businesses that are senior minded that will help us as well. As you look through our newsletter, they are mentioned all throughout that, so that's a huge help. And then, backbone of what we do is the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation, and like Rich said, their board is a working board. They're amazing. And then we do partner with the Medina County Office for Older Adults. They run the cafe. So they operate that, and which is just a gem here. A lot of people don't realize it's open to the public, 7:30 to 2 Monday through Friday. Great food, delicious food, great prices, and it's also where seniors who qualify can get so many lunch vouchers every month. And so that is wonderful, and that's another thing the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation supports, is helping feed seniors.
I'm just amazed at the brochure you send, and I think Aiden probably has a picture of this up close and personal, but you told me before the show that it's going to expand even more.
So we are excited to announce that our newsletter is expanding by 4 pages in January of 2025. So we are actually feverishly working on that. It's a quarterly newsletter that's mailed out to over 2,000 households. It also can be found on our website, but we are expanding it by 4 pages. It is paid for through advertising. Different businesses advertise in there, which is wonderful. But our programs are expanding. We're having to do shorter and shorter write-ups. So this is going to let us include more in that newsletter. We're very excited about it. And in January, we're also revealing, we've just had seniors vote on naming our newsletter. So we're going to be doing the big reveal. It'll have a fresh new look coming out January of 2025.
That has to make you feel really good that you're not a stationary organization, that you're growing by leaps and bounds in the membership. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It's a wonderful feeling. It's great. We are still embracing technology, so we still have seniors who may be homebound, and they can participate. That was our pandemic positive, is being able to have hybrid programming where we have seniors in person and seniors joining from home, and that has actually helped. There's seniors that are on the go. They might be younger, they're busy, maybe they're in Florida on vacation. They can still join our programs virtually, and that's also thanks to the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation. They provide that capability for us. So then that technology. So that's something we're really able to reach more seniors, and then having programs like this that seniors can watch from home on WCTV. So thanks for being part of that, Bruce.
No problem at all. Jim, that expo, I mean, I had to get in line, and that was just amazing. And you could get information from all sorts of organizations, groups.
Everything was there. Over 100 vendors, wasn't it, Lori?
Yes,
So,
it was our biggest in history.
Everything a senior needs to know about aging and all the benefits that are available and what to plan for and things like that.
And it's not open for just an hour. What was what were the times on that?
Yeah, so it was open 10 to 1, and then for our caregivers, we actually opened an hour early and had a caregiver VIP room. We had a grant through the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, because it's a one-stop place, especially, you may have a lot of seniors are also caring. They could be in their 60s caring for parents in their, 80s, 90s. We're seeing more and more of that. And so our caregivers are VIP guests where they can get all that information in one place as well. And we had over 600 attendees this year. So it was a huge success.
Also, you could even get your shots. You could get your fall shots. And my wife and I got gift cards for Aldi's just for getting our fall shots. $25 gift card, and I still have mine. So maybe get some fruit or something, Jim. What do you think?
There you go, buddy. It's great.
Maybe that'll help me with next year's walking challenge. Can you talk about the walking challenge?
Well, the walking challenge was great. How many? We had 170 people sign up for it, right?
173 walkers, and they walked a record number of 26,328 miles. Beat the record that we've ever set. It was the biggest walking challenge in our history.
We figured it out. It's over 100 miles a person, so it's great. So.
And how does that make someone feel, Jim? If you get out there, if you get in a routine, it becomes almost like a daily. And
you're walking usually with somebody else too, and that helps out a lot.
Yeah.
It really helps out. And the YMCA. Gary Lake was in charge of that, and it's a great partnership between the Y and the Senior Center for doing all that.
I think you make a good point. I think this show really illustrates how the city, the school, the Senior Center kind of work together. Lori, can you talk about that? Why is that significant?
It's just something, like Rich said, is so unique being on this community center campus. And we are a department of the City of Wadsworth. The Soprema Senior Center is, along with WCTV. We're both on campus here. And there's, SUMAs on campus. They provide regular, we have SUMA health chats where they bring in professional doctors and educate on different topics. We have a partnership with the YMCA. They were, part of the walking challenge as well. And they offer, for seniors that don't have a membership to the Y, they offer the walking track if they're members of the Senior Center. Anybody 55 or better, and our membership is free, they can utilize the walking track 2 hours every day just by being members of the Senior Center. So that's a really great partnership we have. And then, of course, with the schools, that is extremely unique. You heard about a couple of the collaborations. We also have Mr. Kaufman's business entrepreneurship class. They come over and help seniors one-on-one with technology a couple times a month. And then Mrs. Reed's diversified medical class, they come over a couple times a month and do health checks. Started with blood pressure checks. Now they bring a scale over. They can do BMIs, just important things for seniors. And they get hands-on practice. And our seniors need the blood pressures and things like that done. So just unique collaborations.
Jim, I think your granddaughter took my blood pressure. Didn't she? She was here.
I was surprised you had some, but anyway.
Well, I did, and it was pretty good. They said you must be a walker. I said, well, Lori's got me out there walking.
Well, that's the neat thing about the Senior Center, though, is we intermingle with all these other people. Socialization, I think, is really important for the seniors. And you're not just socializing with seniors, but you're socializing with the kids.
Right.
And people come over from the Y to eat and everything else, the people, their patrons and things. So this, I mentioned it before, whoever built this building did a great job, because you got the TV, you got SUMA, you got the YMCA, you got the high school, and we all work together. It's great.
Well, I think maybe Bill Lyron deserves some. I ran into him.
He's a great guy. Yep.
And he really had kind of a vision.
Yeah, that's right.
And I asked him. I said, "Did you ever think that there'd be this many people participate?" He said, "No." He said, "I think it's more than I ever dreamed of."
I think the YMCA is probably the most has the most participation in any other Y in the
In
Akron
the
area.
areas,
So,
yes, and thanks to the vision of our mayor, Laba as
yeah,
well.
that's right. So
No question about. You just go up and down. I mean, there's book chat. There's
there's
groups.
everything,
Very active. You go upstairs and they're biking.
Yeah,
they're
and then the
lifting
walking
weights.
track is available for the seniors.
Yes, this
so
morning
it's,
I did a little couple laps on the track, and even people with sight problems. A dog was on the track.
Yeah.
So I mean, Wadsworth really kind of looked ahead and planned.
That's right, they sure did. It was a great facility.
And really looking forward to the future too.
That's right.
Lori, anything in the future? Anything with Christmas that you're working on?
So yes, for Christmas, as you know, we planned Christmas and through the end of December months ago. We worked so far ahead. So we do have some great things happening in December. Kicking off, the first day we get back after Thanksgiving is Monday, December 2nd. We're kicking off the holidays with Transitional Design. They just donated a brand new Christmas tree to us, so they're going to be decorating it and then giving tips for seniors. So that's a whole program, getting to watch that happening. The giving tree that is sponsored by Home Instead. There's little tags that represent homebound seniors and little gifts that they could use. It's their only gift that they'll be getting. That tree was just set up today. So anybody that would like to grab a tag that represents Be a Santa for a Senior, that's available as of just this morning. We have Christmas cards, a table set up in the cafe where you can sign a Christmas card that will be going with homebound meals. All the area nursing homes, all those seniors will be receiving a card. We have our center Christmas party. We are at a waiting list. It's so popular that the high school hosts that for us. That's coming up December the 10th and is just another amazing collaboration. One of the big things happening in December in the Soprema Cafe is actually taking place on Friday, December 13th at noon. And I don't want to steal Jim's thunder here, but we're going to have our mayor's going to be there for the final 12 days drawing. The cafe is offering a delicious ham dinner, and it'll only be $5 for members, thanks to the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation. And then we have an Emily Dorland concert that's going to be taking place, but I'll let Jim fill you in
I
on
think there's a flyer there that Aiden has.
There you go.
And there's the information there. And is it limited to, again, members, or can someone...
Anybody can come.
Okay, wow.
Absolutely. This is open to the public. So many members of the greater Wadsworth community have bought tickets and supported. Every $10 ticket that's bought directly ends up benefiting the Soprema Senior Center and the seniors that we serve. So it is an amazing fundraiser, and don't want to steal Jim's thunder, like I said. So Jim, why don't you explain the 12 Days of Christmas?
Well, Rich, put your hat on.
They're not making me wear one.
We got props here, ladies and gentlemen.
Jim, don't screw with my
here's the
son.
prop.
We can't...
Well, we've been doing 12 Days of Christmas for about 8 or 9 years.
Right.
We go out and our professional friends donate $500 a piece. We got 9 of them. We got Howard Hanna, Stacy Reese does the AmeriCorps, St. Edward's, Senior Helpers, Senior Healthcare, American Legion, Concordia, and Advantage. These people donate $500, so that $4,500 we go out and buy gift cards from local retail businesses. It's a win-win situation. We're helping out the local retail businesses, and they're helping us out. So then we sell raffle tickets for $10 a piece, and all that money, the baskets then go out. There's 12 baskets. 11 of them are over $300 a piece. The final one's over $600 of local retail gifts. So that's how we raise our money, and we've always met our goal every year, and we're probably going to meet it this year too. We're pretty close already. So.
Well, you are the spokesman for that. And Rich, what you think could you ever get a better spokesman than Jim Dole?
Jim is never at a loss for words.
Right. That is
and
true.
he will talk
So
to
true.
anybody.
Right.
He does an incredible job with that. But I also want to mention, before COVID, Jim would go to the business and ask for a donation of gift cards for the baskets.
Yep.
And they would donate. And then COVID happened, and we wanted to try and promote our local businesses and help our community that way. So during COVID, we purchased all the gift cards from our businesses and didn't accept any donations of gift cards. And since then, that's what we do. We purchase gift cards from our local businesses. So when you win a basket, much of what's in there is gift cards to our local businesses in our community.
That's right. It's all that. Yeah.
So that's really a win-win. Again,
Sure
as Jim
is.
mentioned, all the way around, and again, very exciting. And I think we even include the radio station, right?
Yes. So
Tell us about that, Lori.
The drawings are December 2nd to the 13th. 2nd to the 12th, we do the drawings at 8:45 in the morning. The sponsors come down, tell them about their businesses, then do the drawings.
On
And-
Wadsworth Radio.
On Wadsworth Radio at 8:45 in the morning, and we call them up. Then on the December 13th at noon, we're going to have the mayor there doing the final drawings, and so it's going to be great when we have a big party. So it's fantastic. And I like to push one thing coming.
Go ahead.
Thanksgiving weekend, we've got a new business in town, Wadsworth Escape. It's behind West Side Styles, which is next to Colony Bowling Alley. It's the Lamberts. They're from town here, and they got an escape room. And the sales are going to be over the internet only for this. And over that weekend, then we'll do a drawing, and the person who wins gets a tour or gets to do the escape room for 6 people, and it's a $160 value. So.
Yeah.
Trying different ways to sell the tickets.
It's exciting too to have new businesses
That's right.
join,
That's right.
join
Local,
the group.
local people and everything else, so they're great.
Well, I really had a good time today interviewing you 3 people, and really we learned a great deal about the Soprema Senior Center and its activities, and we just keep growing and growing. 4 new pages for the bulletin. I'm really surprised by that. So thanks for viewing Bruce on the Loose, and we will have interesting shows coming up in the future.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.